YouTube channel where I show you my edible fruit forest. I hope you will subscribe, leave a comment, and hit that thumbs up. Also turn on all notifications so you'll be notified as I live stream. This is the beginning of a new age of Eat Your Backyard. And the age is the shadow of the freeze. As you see this shot, you can probably tell my dwarf coconut tree has been dwarfed by the freezing temperatures. Today we're going to go around and look at all the things that got schwacked from the freeze. It went down to about 27 degrees for probably 6 hours or so. Icicles hanging everywhere, and I'm going to show you what the result was. It's pretty brutal, to be honest, but no problem whatsoever, really. Just par for the course of living in a subtropical region and putting chips on things that are tropical. And many things which are tropical did pay the ultimate price, I believe, but we'll just have to wait and see, honestly, where it all winds up. So, man, I had a heck of a day today. I went and played a marathon. I live streamed. Let me get the best angle. There you go. I went and live streamed 2 performances I did at a local marathon. I also perform music, and I did that this morning at a marathon in 2 separate locations. Started at one spot at a turnaround and then went to another spot. That was so fun. That's the first time I've ever done that, and I really enjoyed it. I've been playing a lot. I had a goal this year of getting 30 paid gigs, and I'm now up to 22 or 23 paid gigs. I'm pretty sure I'll get all the way there by the end of the year without any problem. But yeah, this fence tells the tale pretty well. This is, I think they call this traveler spinach, but this big green trellised spinach, and now it is absolutely just cooked. The rabbits will actually love to eat this, and I'm not going to actually go around and trim anything because we might get another cold snap, and the worst thing would be if anything that survives start sending out shoots more aggressively. But, you know, this one is basically toasted. Absolutely toasted. Now, other things like this Dracaena, you can see it's just, that's something I noticed happens, is that it just froze in the middle of the stalk and it just folds over. Now, my hope is that I'll be able to, once this sort of dies a bit, cut it off and it'll sprout up again. Hey, Big 368. How are your coconut trees? We'll go take a look at them, man. Yeah, not good. I think I'm saying past tense, I had 4 coconut trees. I think now I have probably 0 coconut trees, but we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, at 2 extreme, my banana trees got massacred, but I cut them in half, put a bag over them, and they're growing back already. My mango tree is holding, and my mamey tree and chocolate sapote trees, she's shedding leaves. Yep, I'll show you my chocolate pudding tree. This is one of the things I'm most sad about, is I have so many awesome, I made tons of videos about it. You see this one's got the head slump on it. That's the kiss of death. But yeah, the Dracaena. I have a lot of Dracaena, and I think they're gonna come back. It's just that they got hit hard. And this symptomatic, you know, just all the color, all the chlorophyll just going out of the leaves. You know, that's a goner for sure. These are rather leathery leaves. Yeah, this isn't looking too good. Yeah, pretty much all of these tricolor Dracaena just slumping. Look at the sugarcane tops. They got wind whipped for sure. That's an olive tree. That one survived. I'm not sure how the fig tree did. You know, it's not the time for it to really be. Should be doing just fine. You know, fig trees generally don't mind the cold, so maybe to actually be good for the fig tree. My pineapples, which I had growing here, are looking rather yellowish. Yeah, we're gonna just go around and see all the devastation. Now this is the mango tree. Brutal, brutal. Yeah, this is the deal. The sea grapes down at the beach at the end of my street are just absolutely this color, where it's like all the green went out and they're just white. So yeah, we'll see if this Hayden mango tree has what it takes. One of the things that surprised me was that this ever-bearing mulberry looked like it got so fried. But of course, it was just the green leaves that got fried. But you can see it's already, hopefully you can see that. See if I can focus it in. There's already little green buds, so this is already coming back. And I sure should have done that trick, which at 2 Extreme was talking about, which you chop the banana trees down, just cover them up. Excuse me. Yeah, Big 368 says your fig tree will absolutely be fine. I grew one for years in Arlington, Virginia. Yeah, that's a brown turkey fig tree, so I'm hoping you're right. It's more of a warmer weather one. The low temp fig trees, of course, there is no such thing as an absolute low temp fig tree, but you know, there are some that won't grow here. What was your low temp? My low temp here was 27 degrees, but it stayed 27 until like 9:30 in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. So it was down that cold, and the sprinklers had gone on, which I suppose I don't know if it was a good idea or not, but they went on. And so everything was covered in icicles. So I'm not sure if that hurt it. Yeah, look at this Dracaena. You're not gonna make it. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. No, you can't do it. You're dead. But I do think, as I feel down on the Dracaena, it does feel like it's not rotten. So that's a good thing. Chinese fan palms seem to have lived okay, but this little Areca palm that I've been growing for quite some time under here in the pot had better days. I think that's a goner, maybe. Now, the tamarinds, which I've been growing for so long, just absolutely cooked. That's the sweet tamarind. And I noticed something, though. This is a sour tamarind that I grew from a cutting, and same sort of thing, just dead. But look at this one next to it. For some reason, this one was completely untouched. Is that weird? I don't know how that happened. I mean, I'm just thinking maybe it's because I grew it from a seed, and this seed had better cold genes than the other one, because they grew right next to each other in a pot. You can see 2 seeds sprouted. I let them both grow. One is this, and the other one is this. So if nothing else, I have one tamarind tree left. Now my crotons absolutely got destroyed. This one, I'm not sure. This is the most basic Lowe's Walmart variety croton. I'm not sure if it's going to make it, but it still has some color in it at least. Now my dreadlock croton, total brown town. You can see bananas, they got pretty well killed. This one too, if you look at there's actually some ripe bananas on this one. They were cooked. Looks like somebody put a flamethrower on them, but of course the chickos will eat those up. Yeah, the sprinklers cutting on helped kill off the plants. Yeah, that's probably true. Careless. Yeah, here's the sea grape situation. Now this croton back in here was one I grew from a cutting years ago, and it looks like it might survive. Hey chickos, these chickos survived it just fine. Some of these smaller dwarf palms, I don't know what variety that is. I grew it from a cutting years ago. They seem to do okay. These massive Dracaena shrubs, which I've been growing, are in need of a cutting anyway, and I think they'll probably be okay. Now here's something interesting. I grow these giant lilies, which are fantastic things to grow. That's a giant green lily. And that's a giant purple lily. See the difference? It's fascinating to me to see how these things react differently. Both lilies, one looks like nothing happened. The other one, it still looks like it's actually alive. Just gonna come back from the middle, but all the exterior leaves were absolutely toasted. And I'm intentionally not trimming them back, just in case we get another cold snap. Here's another Chinese fan palm, growing in a pot. It seemed to do very well. Now the ginger, I have this giant ginger you can see here. No problem. Ginger handled it just fine. This is a Montingia tree, a strawberry tree, and it's cooked, but it was going anyway. This is a custard apple tree, and I think it might come back. I don't know. And then, of course, the coconut tree. Just every single bit of it is brown. Now, will it come back? I don't know. You know, every single coconut tree that I know of in my neighborhood that's in my general area is like this. It's just 100% brown leaves. Nothing green on it. But the stems are green. I don't know if they can manufacture any chlorophyll from the greenness of the stems, but you never know. And the coconuts themselves haven't fallen off. I don't know, boy, the coconuts I have out front were just right on the edge of being gangbusters coconuts. Now this plant, I don't know what this is called. I should know the name of it. It's not an edible, but it's like, almost looks like a, I don't know what it looks like, but it's a pretty common ornamental plant. And all of these in my neighborhood have this, so they didn't do too well. The Schefflera, the dwarf Schefflera, no problem whatsoever. The Barbados cherry. I just don't know, but it's not dead. So it could come back. This thing was absolutely encrusted with icicles, which, yeah, didn't help. And then, of course, the Suriname cherry. This is another one that was encrusted with icicles. Not sure if this one's going to come back. Just have to wait and see, but it's awfully brown. It's not looking like a fighter. This is my corner of the yard compost heap, which I've got to, we did a ton of trimming over the summer, and I laid a lot of the branches down here and just let the leaves fall off. So this is going to be a really rich pile of soil to tap into, but I'll just take these out front and put them on the yard for the yard waste to come around and gather up. I thought of getting a wood chipper at one point to deal with stuff like that, but it just seemed like overkill. But I don't like to take I like to have this area because I don't like to take these large branches that I trim off and just put them out on the curb, because all the leaves will just turn into excellent soil. So if you put them here, all the leaves fall off, then you can just take the branches out front and let the yard waste people take that away. Now, here's another thing I found rather interesting. Look at this. Anybody know what that is? That's a moringa. And it looks like it got toasted. Will it come back? Anybody know? The moringa recovers. If not, they are rather easy to grow from seeds, so we'll have fun regrowing those. And once they get going, they get going. Now, if you see that stick there, that's a frangipani, a plumeria. I've noticed that all the neighborhood plumerias were decimated. We call it the stick forest apocalypse. All these frangipanis, when you feel the top of them, it feels squishy, so for sure they got sizzled. Once we get past the last hint of freeze possibility, I'll trim them back, and they'll probably come back. But you know, the plumeria are very tropical plants. The big 368 says, I'm just guessing, but as long as the heart of the palm is alive, then it will come back. Okay, yeah, I like that. This, you can see we had bananas ready to go almost. Both of these, 2 hands of bananas. They look like, again, you put a flamethrower to them. But the banana trunk itself doesn't feel too bad. It feels pretty solid. You know, so I sort of feel like it'll probably be all right. Now, we didn't get a ground freeze or anything, so likely all the pups that are down in and amongst it will do okay, but we'll see. You can see that one actually has some green leaves still on it, so that's encouraging for sure. I have a feeling we're gonna do okay with these bananas, even though they got nailed pretty hard. Now, this was my biggest and bestest moringa tree. Sorry, cotton candy fruit tree, strawberry tree. The Montingia tree is what I meant to say. And it is absolutely fried. I think the whole thing got cooked. Grew that thing from a seed. And I don't see one green leaf on the whole thing. Still a chance maybe it comes back. I'll be watching. It's a pretty resilient tree, but I do think they are very cold sensitive. Now this Barbados cherry, oddly enough, in this little cove here, looks like it did pretty well. Which is kind of interesting. Again, the sea grape decimation, you can see what it does. It's like all the chlorophyll has just been bleached out of it. All the leaves just look white. But I agree, I think it's going to come back. Too Extreme says, telling you we aren't going to get another cold snap, so cut back the banana and wrap it and get those suckers growing back strong again. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, cut them back. You say just stump them to the ground and put a little tent over them to grow them back. I like that idea. I think I'll do that. Maybe I'll make a video about that. So many surfboards. Now, here we are. The starfruit tree. Starfruit decimation. Burned fruit. I see a little bit of green leaf here and there. So I just sort of think maybe it'll come back. But Browntown for sure. Now this is cool. This is the Persian mulberry tree. This is where having these things you're not that crazy about when it's not frozen. You're glad you had them because they're the one thing that did well. Of course, all the green leaves got fried off, but you can see nice green shoots. So this is probably really good for this tree. This is one of my favorite fruit trees in the yard, actually. Just because, I don't know if you've ever had a Persian fruit mulberry, but they are so good. Interesting thing here is I took this, now this is gonna be able to utilize this whole space here because this thing's gonna be gone, and so is this, but this is a ever-bearing mulberry, and tied it over, and I just kind of used this heavy high-test fishing line to just curve it over so it would create sort of a shade area here and be able to be pickable fruit. And now it's going to be able to take advantage of the situation. That's an Edward mango tree. I just don't know what to think about it. It looks like maybe it's going to be okay, but I've never seen it have that color leaves. I guess I'll have to see. I'm almost positive there will be no Edward mangoes this year, but the Tommy Atkins, which is the reliable mango tree of the yard, even though it doesn't have top quality fruit, it has great fruit for like drying mangoes, outstanding, but it's not that great of a eating mango. But it really got cooked up at the top. Down low though, the leaves still look like they're doing okay. Not great, but okay. Then as we move on to this, croton, they're just some of my favorite plants are these crotons. And looks like they might still just have a few leaves that wanted to keep moving on, but a lot of damage. Like this area, super brown. And then look at this. Hey, Darth Scar 98, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, it's been a while. I plan on streaming a lot more on this channel now. You know, I have a music channel that I'm on a lot now. There's the papaya. Don't know if it'll make it, but it certainly got roasted. And of course, right next to it is the moringa, another one that just looks like not one bit of green on it, but I'll just have to wait and see what it does. Now, the famous stump and reclump areca, absolutely cooked. Looks like maybe some ability to come back. Doesn't seem like the structure itself is really that destroyed. It's still got some green in it here and there. This is still, feels pretty solid, the center shoot, so I think it may come back. This has been an old reliable for many years. Yeah, I think you're right though. At Too Extreme, the papaya does look well done. That's for sure. All right, let's keep on going. Yeah, so one of the things I'm thinking of doing is live streaming music performances on the channel. I just always wondered if that would be a good idea, since this channel has really mostly been about growing stuff in the backyard. But I might start doing that. This channel is up to 37,000 subscribers now, which is really kind of wild when you think about it. My music channel is nowhere near that many subscribers. It's like 2,200 subscribers. Now look at this. This is a cutting of that one that I showed you back in the chicken pen, that croton that I, for so many years, had grown from cuttings, and it survived, which is amazing. This is a gold dust croton. You can still see some of the gold dust sort of thing. And there is an areca that did just fine. It was in this corner, which, by the way, did get sprinkled quite heavily, I'm sure of it, and it still survived. The cactus just was encouraged by the cold, oddly enough. Nepali cactus, pad cactus, great edible cactus. You can see the prickly pear cactus, beautiful flowers. The arecas will definitely come back. Okay, I like that. I like the sound of that. Yeah, this one, which sticks up above the roof line, you know, we're only about 5 blocks from the beach here. It has seen better days, and I was surprised that we didn't see more green little shoots in here, but it actually looks rather toasted. And here's one that I was growing in a pot, toasted. The yellow looks unfazed, which is kind of cool. Fan palms did well everywhere. Yeah, and there's another. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's already growing back. Another Persian mulberry. Now, here's a surprise as far as I'm concerned. This is, I think they call it queen palm. Coco's palm. Did great. But look at the coconut trees. What do you think? I mean, 100% brown. Every single leaf. But oddly enough, still looks green in the stems. But look at, I mean, man, they're just street nuts. Street nuts everywhere. So many coconuts. This was gonna be the bumper crop. Golf cart life. Okay, you think it's gonna come back? Look at this. I mean, it was ready to be the ultimate bumper. Man, you can see these nuts, some of them got burned. These are such delicious coconuts too. Really, really delicious coconuts. You can see the little ones got burned. Especially the really little ones, but yeah, I really hope you're right that they are gonna come back. I'm looking to see, like, in the middle there, is there anything that looks like it's sign of life growing out yet? But one thing I was thinking is maybe just hit it with the mega bunny turds. Again, here's another. This was interesting. This was just a stick of a ever-bearing mulberry that I just jammed in next to the mailbox, and here it grew. So it's our mailbox mulberry. Again, this one, same result. This one, oddly enough, has a little bit of green right in here on the leaves. This is the only one out of all of them that just seems to have just a little bit of green left. So you never know. This might be the only one that makes it. Here's another one of those Coco's palms. 100% all good. Now the sea grape out here I trimmed way back. And so it had a lot of young leaves and they got pretty well tagged, but this is not dead. And another pad cactus. Now this one, interesting because you can see it's got the signs of being a goner. It definitely got hit on the inside and it feels soft here. See that? This bambusa got tagged, but it was still doing all right, just on the ends, but it didn't get destroyed. This is a, what's it called? It's a hedge bamboo, a multiplex hedge bamboo. Of course, the yucca, no problem whatsoever. It's a soft tip yucca. The Bambusa vulgaris, though, all the leaves are dead, but I'm not sure if it's beyond the leaves. I'm just gonna kind of leave it be here for a little bit. I should probably get some of these things down before they just start falling everywhere, but had some nice dragon fruit cuttings. Looks like they did okay. Now this is another Barbados cherry, and it looks pretty much 100% brown. Same kind of things did well back here. Looks like this is going to be the year for the pad cactus. The year of the pad cactus. So, yeah. Could be worse. That's for sure. So, man, yeah, maybe I'll start doing some live streams on this channel. I just don't know if that's the right thing to do. I guess I could start doing them and see if it works out. But sure, it's a nice day. Holy mackerel. Good thing you don't have calusas in your yard. You'd be very impressed after the cold snap. Oh, really? Do you have them? Feel your pain? Well, the way I look at it too is I like growing things the same way I like having a sandcastle at the beach, which is that tide comes in, washes it away, and you build another one. So this is nothing but opportunity. And this grass, which I've been getting kind of a little pinched out by the canopy-like nature of the backyard, is now going to have a big opportunity to jump back. You can see this St. Augustine. I like to have grass, even though a lot of it's just weeds. It's fine, as long as it's green and it's not sand spurs. But now the grass can come back and be nice and lush again. That's just kind of nice to have, to walk around in the backyard. And you can't have that if you have a canopy. So now a whole new world of possibilities. Interesting thing is here I've been throwing down so many bunny turds that it's got a dark texture to it, even though immediately beneath it it's just beach sand. Yep. See how those chickos are doing. Yeah, chick, chick. These chickens have the life. We got 6 chickens. One of them was a rooster. I gave it to a farm. They named him Lunch. And then the 5 hens that we had left over, so far we've lost 2. But the 3 that are remaining have this whole space back here to roam in. And since we throw a lot of our yard waste back in here, it's constantly composting and there's a ton of bugs. Yeah, they named him Lunch because they ate him for lunch. But we have a policy against eating our pets, so we weren't going to do that. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's right. Just wiped out a bunch of stuff and now you can re-envision it. I mean, to me, at some point it gets a little boring to have the same stuff all the time. Now I have an option of doing new things. And in fact, there's a killer great nursery in Wabasso called Trees for You or something like that. I forget the name of the place, but man, it's an incredible little nursery. I bet you they got tagged by this storm, but that's a great place. Very inexpensive prices on stuff. That's where I got these coconuts. So I might have to grab a tarp, drive down there with the truck and load up. Call them, say when you're getting in a shipment. That's just such a great place to go get stuff. I don't know how South Florida did, how far south the cold snap probed, but if you can find a spot that didn't get tagged too much, maybe you can get some replacement plants. One thing's for sure is I must have coconuts. I must. I know that I live in a place where we're right on the edge of coconut possibility, but to me, gotta have coconuts. Gotta have coconuts, gotta have bananas, gotta have mangoes. Those are my 3 staple trees, staple fruits, and also papayas. And so I'll have all 3 of those one way or another. You know the song, one way or another. So fun at that marathon this morning. Man, I just keep thinking back on that. Zane's Nursery in West Palm. They have a bunch of exotic fruit plants and pink Thailand dared coconut. Ooh, nice. A must have. That's cool. I also got to check out Reed Farm up in DeLand. If you don't know about Reed Farm in DeLand, that's another great spot, but I bet you they got gut punched hard by these cold the cold situation. I was actually going to go up there and do a performance in his food forest. I need to do that. Need to do that. Go up and live stream a show from the Reed farm. That is such an amazing place. It's in the land though, so they probably got super cold. I haven't looked at his channel to see what's up, but I'll definitely check out Zane's, if I'm pronouncing it right, X-A-I-N-S Nursery in West Palm. That's cool. I should be down in West Palm soon, so I'll look it up when I go down there. I'm actually going down there in a couple of weeks. Pink Thailand dwarf coconut. Ooh, that sounds pretty darn awesome. Thanks for the tip at Too Extreme. Yeah, and I do think I'm going to start to stream some music performances on the channel, for better or for worse. See how it goes. Maybe even in the backyard. See how many times I can do a rock show in the backyard before the neighbors rise up against me. Did you trim your coconuts to be upright? No. I mean, yes, I did. I trimmed down some of the lower fronds so that they weren't, leaning down. So I didn't let every frond grow that wasn't browning off. So I did do some trimming on them. Yeah, now I wonder if that was such a good idea. I mean, it sounds solid. I don't know if that's a good check. Seems like something that might reveal that it has a weird sound or something, but looks like this one up through the middle, like that center spot there is still green. So I think this one might make it. Just gonna cross my fingers. I'm gonna cross my fingers. But yeah, ultimately, oh, I forgot to tell you one thing. This is the chocolate pudding tree, the black sapote. I would say it's definitely got some green remnants up in here. And we had trimmed it, hat racked it basically, way back. And of course all the new growth sort of got burned, but it looks like it might make it, which is nice. This thing had just got entirely too big. It was producing a ton of fruit, but I mean, there's a point where you're like living in the shade of a 60-foot chocolate pudding tree, and you got to think things through. You ever have a pot like this that you've had upside down in your yard for a long time, and you wonder, if I lift that up, what will be under it? Then when you lift it up, there's another pot underneath it. Then you say, I wonder if I lift that up, what would be under it? There's a possum! No. Not a possum, but there were a couple of roaches in there. The cockroach. Or as we like to call them, palmetto bugs. The palmetto bug. Interesting thing is, I trimmed my oak tree years ago, and oh, your chocolate pudding tree's hip high is hanging on. Glad to hear it. Yeah, coconut is an amazing tree, but this was oak that put on the ground. It just goes to show you what an amazing process occurs on Earth, which is where the fungus gets in there and just breaks these things down and makes it into soil. I mean, it really cool. The decomposers just get on it and get to business. And I've never been able to top off these compost bins. They just continuously go down, down, down. Very nice. I almost think of checking the surf again, especially as the wind seems like it's sort of dying down, real light. Maybe I'll go down the end of the street and take a look. But I do want to go to church 5, so we'll just have to see. Can't miss that. Alrighty. Hey, thanks everybody at Too Extreme. Appreciate you, Big 368. Awesome to have you on. Great to see Darth Scar 98 again. Been a while. Good times, good times. I wish you the best. Hope to see you back on the next one. Have a great day.